Hello, Tuesday. I hope you guys enjoyed your extra long day there on the weekend. However, today's lesson is again going to be linear equations, some being functions, obviously the ones that start with y equals. But we're going to work on linear story problems today. So here's the deal. We're going to look at three different types of potential story problems. Ones that involve the slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Story problems that are in standard form, where the ax and the by, the x term and the y term, are on the left, and they're set equal to a value, which is the constant, and then potentially putting it into slope or point slope formula, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, so on our way we go. Carla has $300 in her bank account. Each time she goes to the ATM, she withdraws $20. Please write a function in function notation. So what do we need to do? Function notation is that f of x. And you guys are already pretty good at doing this, making the story problem make sense. $300 here, and every time she withdraws 20, so that's going to be your account balance being 300. And every time she goes to make a withdrawal, she takes away $20 every withdrawal. So I'm just going to use x. We can use f of w if we were using w for withdrawal, but I'm just going to use x just to make sense. So what does that look like? So if I go to Desmos and I get rid of all those lines, I look at that and I say 300 minus 20x, and that's going to give me a line somewhere. Whoa, super high, right? So the reason why that's super high is because what we've been talking about is that constant is going to be your y-intercept. So we are starting at 300, and it finishes right here at 15, 0. So there's our y-intercept, or 0, 300, and then our x-intercept is 15, 0. So what they're going to ask us to do now is interpret the meaning of the y-intercept. So if we look at the y-intercept, that is the point that we are starting off with. So what does that mean? That's the initial balance. So we had $300, and then they're going to ask us interpret the x-intercept. So if we look at the x-intercept, we have our y value, which was 300 at the beginning, is now 0. What's that mean? It means you have 0 left in the bank. However, what does that 15 represent? That means we had 15 withdrawals. To get to $0 left in our bank account. So hopefully we get our paycheck soon so we can put more money in the bank. Obviously, if you withdraw less, you're going to have a little bit of money left in savings. So just be careful with how much you spend. Story problem 2. If you look down here, I kind of give you a hint. This is probably going to be in y equals mx plus b form. Seth's father is thinking about buying his son a 6-month movie pass for $40. With the pass, matinees cost $1. If matinees are normally $3.50, how many times must Seth attend in order for it to benefit his father to buy his pass? So here's the deal. We have two equations going on. One is the pass equation, which is this information highlighted there. So up front, it's going to cost you $40, and it's only going to cost you $1 each time you do it. So what does that look like in y equals mx plus b form? Remember, the majority of the problems we do are going to have y equals space x space. We need to fill in the m and the b. That's why they're highlighted down here in that note. So what is the y-intercept? That's where we're going to start off. It's $40 up front. So that's your b. And then every time you use it, it's going to be $1. So that's going to be $1. So that's that equation. The other equation that we're talking about is normal pricing is $3.50. So what does that look like? It says y equals 350x. So we have two equations. They're asking us when is it going to be, or how many times is it going to be beneficial to do it. So ready? We set these equal to each other. So we say y equals $1 x plus 40 set equal to 350 x. So here's your $1 x plus 40 set equal to 350. And if we do our don't call me after midnight, we don't have to distribute. We can combine like terms. On the left side, there's nothing. On the right side, there's nothing. Me is move the variable, so I'm going to move the smaller variable, the $1 x, and move it from the left side to get me 0. So I'm going to have $40 here, and move it to the right side over here. What's 350? Take away $1 is 250. Doesn't like decimal points. And now we're going to do the don't call me after midnight part. Instead of multiplying, we're going to undo multiplication through division because those are the inverse operations. And we get x equals 16. So what does 16 tell you? That 16 times you go to the movies, so 16 movies is equal. So anything greater than 16, so 17 more movies, is when that pass really starts to take effect and you save money. So it's got to be at least 17 movies for that pass to make sense. And it's 6 months that you have to do it though, right? So we have 6 months to go to the movies 17 times, which is pretty crazy. Hopefully it's summertime to do that because I don't know who has time to go to 17 movies in 6 months. I know I don't. All right. Attorney A, someone's in trouble. Attorney A charges a fixed fee of $250, and an initial meeting is $150 per hour. All right. Write an equation in slope-intercept form. So again, I put that note down here to get you in slope-intercept form. So again, y equals mx plus b. We are going to always have our y equals, and now we leave a space for our slope, and we have our x. So 95% of the problems are going to have those 4 pieces. We are now missing the m and the b. Again, your initial fee is always going to be your y-intercept, and your per fee is going to be your ratio or rate of change, which in this case is $150. And then our fixed fee is $250. So that's going to be attorney A. And then attorney B says they only cost $150 for the initial, but their hourly is more expensive. So we're going to have y equals 175x because it's $175, and their initial fee is $150, and that's attorney B. And now it says find the charge for 26 hours for each attorney, which is the better deal. So in Desmos, check this out. I'm going to write that equation, and I'm only going to put the expression on the right side, which is 150x plus 250. So in here, I'm going to bring this up. 150, I'm going to put parentheses here, and then plus, what was it, 250? And in that parentheses, I'm going to put that 26 because that's what they're asking me. How much does it cost for 26 hours? All right. So that's $4,150. So let's put that next to here. For after 26 hours, so 26, when I plug it in, F of 26 got me $4,150. So pretty expensive, right? And then F of 26 for this equation gets me, and we're just going to manipulate here. It was 175 per hour. I'm going to, again, instead of X, put my 26, and their initial cost, can't remember, was 150. It would help if I did that correctly. Add 150 here, and it's $4,700. So who's cheaper? you would probably go with, hopefully, attorney A because that one's cheaper. However, maybe attorney B is worth it because they might actually present your side of the story a little bit better. So it just depends on how much you want to spend, if you can, and who's going to do a better job. So it says at how many hours does each attorney become a better deal. So we just set those equal. And a little hint here, I'm going to just do it on Desmos. Set it equal to, it was 175 for every X plus 150. And if we hit home, you can see that there's a horizontal or vertical line, at 4. So 4 hours to answer at how many hours does the attorney become a better deal? 4 hours. So if you only need an attorney for a little less than 4 hours, you should be good with A. Again, if you're going to be the cheaper one and it's going to be longer than 4 hours, you're going to go with attorney B. A pool is being drained at a constant rate. The amount of water is a function of a number of minutes the pool has been draining, as shown in the table. Write an equation in slope-intercept form that represents the function. Then find the amount of water in the pool after 2.5 hours. So here's the deal. When you get a problem like this, you have to pick 2 points. That's the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right. I am going to pick the 2 points right here. So my CROC, C-R-O-C, constant rate of change, all right, is going to be, just use this formula right here, M equals, and I'm going to put, this is my y2, and this is my x2. So 4,754 over 200, and we're subtracting these because this is what our equation's telling us to do. Just remember to put the y's over top of the x, so you get 4962 here, and you get 12 here. So if you notice, when you do the math, you are going to get a negative number, and that makes sense because what's the pool doing? It's draining, right? So when I simplify that, it turns into negative 26. Negative 26 gallons per minute, right? So we're losing 26 gallons of water every minute that we do it. This is important because it's going to be my what? My constant rate of change. So then what I'm going to do is take that information and use this. I have points here, and I have my slope of, what was that? Negative 26. All right. So I did not use this point here when I did my solving, so I'm just going to use it for this problem. So y minus, what's my y value? 3974 equals my m, which is negative 26, x minus, I'm going to plug that in, 50. So again, I'm using this point slope formula here, and I'm using this specific point. Remember, your x is on top is 50, so you need to put it where the x1 is in your formula, which is here. And then now we just do the math. All right, so we can take this, it's going to be y, distribute that, be negative 3974. And out here we have parentheses, we're going to get negative 26x. And then we are going to get positive, negative 26 times negative 50 gets us positive 1,300. Now we're going to solve for y to put it in slope-intercept form because that's the whole purpose of this equation. So we're going to combine like terms over here to get our magical words, y equals. We're subtracting here, so we're going to add to get it away, to move it to the left to the right. And we are going to get y equals negative 26x plus 5,274. So now that's my equation. in that slope-intercept form, which is graphing. My slope is negative 26. My starting point where the pool was filled to capacity was 5,274 gallons. All right? Again, if you guys are having questions, pause it, rewind it, re-listen if I'm going too quickly. The Ramy family bought 4 sandwiches and 3 salads. They spent $24. Let X be the cost of the sandwich and Y be the cost of the salad. So X is what? These are our Sammys. Y is going to be salads. And the total cost is $24. If you look here, I have my cheat. That is my standard form. So this equation looks like this. If X is Sammy's, how much are Sammy's? $4 per sandwich. And again, sandwiches are X's. Plus, how much is a salad? 3 times Y, because Y's are salads. And it's going to equal my $24. All right? So now they're going to help us out and say, hey, sandwiches are $3.75. How much does a salad cost? So sandwiches are, again, X. So we're going to do 4 times $3.75 plus 3Y equals 24. If you look, we have distributing going on. If we do 4 times $3.75, that gets us $15 plus 3Y equals 24. We're going to combine like terms over that equal sign. So how do you undo adding by 15? Subtracting by 15. I'm just going to move my work to the right, and I'm going to get 3Y equals, what is this flashcard here? 9, which is a great number because 9 is divisible by 3, which we're going to be dividing by to get Y alone, and we get Y equals 3. So what does that mean? It means salads cost $3, and now our little salad guy is happy. Write this equation in Y equals mx plus b form. So we were here, 4x plus 3y equals 24. Remember, when we do Y equals mx plus b, Y equals should be the first 2 words out of our mouth. 4x is not Y equals, so I move that quantity from left to right by subtracting it. Here's a common mistake. These are not like terms, so that flashcard will not reduce. It's going to say 3y on the left, and then it's going to say minus 4x plus 24 on the right, because again, those are not like terms. Do I say y equals yet? Nope, I say 3y, so I need to get rid of that 3 through division. I like to divide each of the 3 terms, and now I get y equals, which are my magical words. Negative 4/3 does not simplify. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but don't. Keep it a fraction. Fractions are our friends, not food. And then this does simplify. 24 divided by 3 is positive 8. So we have this form, which is standard form, and now we have this form, which is going to be our y equals mx plus b graphing form. So we're going to start at positive 8 when we go to graph this. All right? Any questions? Please email, and we will help you out. Madison streams Netflix for $10.99 a month and Spotify for $5.99 a month. If she spent $96.88 total and had Netflix for 5 months, how long does she have Spotify for? So if you look down here, again, I have the cheat. It should look like standard form. So how much is Netflix? $10.99. I'm going to call Netflix X since it has an X in it. I'm going to call Spotify Y, so it's $5.99Y. And how much did she spend? $96.88. What do we know? Right here, we know that Netflix we had for 5 months. So instead of X, we are going to substitute in 5. And then whatever we don't touch, we just rewrite. And now we do our distributing. What's $10.99 times 5? That's $54.95 plus $5.99. Y, and that's $96.88. Since we haven't touched that, we just rewrite it. Now what do? Combine like terms over the equal sign. Good. So we're going to subtract 5495 from the left, bring it to the right. We're going to get 599 y equals 4193. We just want one y, not 5.99. So we divide by 599. And we're going to see how long we had Spotify for. And y equals 7 months. So Spotify was 7 months. We already were told Netflix was 5 months. So we had music for a little bit longer. Other than that, again, if we're going too quickly for you, pause it, rewind it, re-listen. Other than that, we have gone over the 3 types formulas: y equals mx plus b, ax plus by equals c, and y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, which is point slope formula. If you like what you see, my little cross-country kid said, like and subscribe. That would be awesome. Other than that, go Browns.